Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I'm your endearing strong host, Matt Soroka, and as always, I'm joined by the button lover. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Josh.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. We made the fatal mistake of spending 15 minutes talking Orioles before we pressed record today.
I hope they picked up the okay that you said right before we went live. It said recording, and then there was
because
and then there was the video.
The app was just spinning. I wasn't sure if we were recording or not. So,
I hope it picked that up.
Once it hit, I'm sure it got my okay. But I'm glad that we finally decided, you know what? We better start the show and save this content.
Yeah.
Because opening day is 10 days away.
Yeah, this is our last normal episode before we do our special
bold predictions.
Yeah, bold predictions where we get bold and not bold predictions for the 2025
all
season.
Our predictions. Yep.
Yeah, but tomorrow morning we have baseball, right? It took me a while to find when and where the game was going to be on, but I finally found it. I don't know why they make it a little bit tricky.
So where is it?
Well, it's in Tokyo, but I don't know what channel.
No, but what channel? Is it MLB Network?
I don't know, but it starts at 6:10 a.m. That's what I was looking for, the start time. It starts at 6:10 a.m.
That is, you know what? That's not too bad. I gotta say, that's not too bad.
That's about the time. I wake up about 6. It's going to be a little bit problem because Salas knows the game's on. He's going to turn the game on, and we got to get him to the bus stop. So it's going to be a little tricky.
Who's starting the game?
Oh, I don't know. I assume Yamamoto for the Dodgers, but I don't know.
Yeah, and see, that's the problem is I wasn't planning on getting up at 6:10.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm more of a 7 o'clock person.
Yeah.
So turning it on at 7 o'clock, am I going to miss the first couple innings, which could be pretty exciting?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the 6:10 and watch the first couple innings, and then around 6:50 is when things turn total chaos in my household, getting ready for school. So then I'll have to probably turn it off and then get kids out to school.
Right.
And then turn it back on.
It's baseball that counts. So it's like the next step. It's like it's not Orioles baseball, but it still is real baseball.
Yeah, it's a weird little series they have a week before the other games. But hey,
I was talking to Kelly about this. I think that if the Orioles play well, and if Saguna does really well this year, this could be the Orioles next year or in the next 2 years. The Orioles could have this game in this series as they become more and more the faces of baseball.
Well, I saw a and it's on Fox Sports, but I saw somewhere they were listing all the stream games and nationally televised games. Yeah. And of course, the Dodgers were number 1. Yankees were up
21.
There.
Right.
Yeah, but the Orioles were up there too.
14. Yeah, we have 14.
Which was near the top,
it's the
third.
Top third. Yeah.
Yeah, of games played. And I think that makes sense, right? And I think we came on the radar maybe 2 years ago as being this young, fun team to watch. And I think we're still there.
I think Gunnar Henderson is MVP and all helps grow all that. And I think again more and more attention to stars like Gunnar. And if Adley can bounce up, that's going to help a lot with the faces of baseball. I think baseball also, we complained for years on here about baseball not doing a good job, and football does a horrible job with making it about the players and letting the players be the face of your teams instead of laundry. And I think baseball's done a lot better work with that. And I think the Orioles benefit that all their guys are these young future superstars.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. So yeah, it should be fun, man. I'm pumped for the Orioles season. I know and
So
we'll get to some of the injury concerns, but I'm pumped.
so when the Orioles get the call, are you going with me to Tokyo?
Tokyo, I would consider it. It
I
depends.
I will
Stage
try.
in life, I'll consider it.
Yeah, I will try.
I, I
It's
would
it,
I would assume they go with more West Coast teams. I mean, I guess you're taking Chicago, but yeah,
right, but
I'd give it a try.
who was it last year?
Um, I assume is it always the Dodgers and then another team?
I I don't know. See, if it's always the Dodgers, then it would always be.
Yeah, I'm
Co series. Again. Did you find it?
no, and I don't care enough to really look hard for it. I
I
did.
You just move on.
I did one Google search and it was unsuccessful, and then I stopped. But listeners, we know what time it is. All right, we're getting distracted here by the Tokyo series. We know what time it is. Sunday, the brackets were announced. Let's talk bracketology. I like to start from the top left of my bracket,
Oh,
the
this is
way
the
I'm
worst. This
facing.
is the worst episode
We
of the
have the
year.
1 seed Auburn
All right.
going against.
You
I don't
read-
even know who they're
I'll
playing
figure it out
against
for
because they do the stupid play-in. So I don't even know. I don't know how you pick a winner when you don't even know who they're playing because they got the playing game. Because 64 teams.
I don't understand. I don't like the playing games. I didn't like them when it was like number 17 to play in. But why are there two 11s playing
I know they started that a few years ago.
games?
It's total nonsense.
I don't like that either. It makes no sense. It's like, why don't we just make a whole nother bigger bracket? If you really, if 64 is not good enough for you.
And they have it. It's called the NIT, or I think they changed the name now. But it's a secondary tournament. That's like if you're not good enough to be in the top 64, you don't have any room to complain. What are we talking about? But anyway, Auburn, I have there. Louisville and Creighton, I have Louisville. Michigan versus UNC San Diego. Give me the Wolverines of Michigan. Here's my first upset. Yale over Texas A&M. Why am I picking that upset? I have no idea. I've never seen a single game this year from Yale or from Texas A&M. I'm just picking it.
Yale. I did the same.
Okay. Who do you have? And so going down my bracket.
I'm not reading the brackets. I gave your Liberty Boys a win.
I have my
I gave
Liberty
VCU
Boys
a win.
going to the Sweet 16. I also have a special place in my heart
ridiculous.
for Wolford. I have a special place for Wolford because
Why
they come
Wolford?
from the Southern Conference, which is the home of my Mercer Bears. So I've watched Wolford play some this year, and they weren't nearly the best team in the Southern Conference. So they're actually going to get destroyed by Tennessee. But so no, don't pick the Wolford for the upset. That is zero chance of happening. Josh, what's your final four? Fine, I won't read my whole bracket. What's your final four?
I don't have it in front of me.
You don't have it memorized by now?
I do not. I have St. John's over
Maryland. Sad.
No. I had Maryland losing to Florida.
Of course, Florida boy. Oh, Florida boy. You can't upset. You got to stick with Florida.
No, you know why?
Florida boy.
Because what do the Terps do best?
DeSantis will get mad at you if you don't pick Florida.
What do the Terps do best?
Win games.
Barely lose in big moments. Well, not do quite enough to win the game.
Yeah, and they're talking about making that Coach Willard, one of the highest coaches in college basketball. I don't really understand that move. But I have in my final four, I have a rematch between Michigan State and Maryland. There was that insane game they last played with the insane buzzer beater by Michigan State. And then I have Duke and Houston. So a little bit more, exactly chalk on the other side. But total chaos on the left side of the bracket with Michigan State going up against Maryland. And I do have my Liberty Flames. They got this little white kid who shoots He shoots over guys like it's nobody's business. You got to see this Liberty team; it's pretty fun to watch. But I have them going up against Duke, and I think it's going to go down to the buzzer against Duke. But I got Duke knocking them out. But yeah, I'm definitely picking them to upset the first 2 rounds.
All right. Well, back to baseball. It was the Dodgers and the Padres that played last year
Okay, yeah,
in
sounds
Tokyo,
right.
and I think last year might have been the first year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're doing a European series this year. Didn't we do like London or Paris or something last year? I feel like I don't know, but I like when baseball does that. Did you see the Savannah Bananas playing in Raymond James?
Oh, the
Stadium?
football field.
In
Yeah,
the football field.
yeah. I
And
saw
they
that.
had
Well, I saw some
it
highlights.
was an interesting layout of the outfield there.
Yeah. How come you heard your Tampa Bay Rays aren't going to be able to build a stadium now?
Yeah, because they're going to spend all the money to fix the roof.
I
the
guess
Trop.
the deal for the new stadium fell through. Given
Yeah,
I
but
guess the money.
because of the owner wouldn't sign the deal or
Yeah,
something.
what a mess that is.
Yeah.
What an absolute mess.
I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to get out of Tampa. Is he trying to relocate to Nashville? But Major League Baseball doesn't want a relocation. They want like a brand new team in Nashville or something.
Right, but
So-
they won't do the expansion until they handle this situation.
Right.
What a mess. What a mess.
It really is. So, how about we go back to the Orioles?
Okay.
Because we are 10 days from opening day.
And the Orioles announced their opening day starter.
Yes. Zach Eflin.
Yeah. In a very cute little did you see the video of it announced?
I did. Of his kids over FaceTime.
Yeah,
letting
can you
him know.
imagine? Looks like he has, I don't know if they're triplets, what the situation is.
I believe he has 3 girls. Yes.
And a baby.
And a baby. Yes.
Do you know the gender of the baby?
I do not know, but I know
could
it
not
was a.
Tell from
I
the
know-
swaddle was too tight. I couldn't tell the gender.
No, I do not remember. I do know that was
Looks
the
like a
story
newborn.
though, because you know that Zach Eflin is the old man in the house with Adley and Gunnar and Jordan Westberg, like
Yeah.
all the single guys, and he's in there.
Yeah. FaceTiming his wife and kiddos. But yeah, those it looked like they 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds in the baby.
I mean,
I might
but let's
try to do the extended spring training.
once we knew Grayson was down, of course it was going to be Zach Eflin.
Yeah, there was no real choice. The number 2 starter might be interesting, but the open day starter, there was no debate. It's going to be Eflin, and it should be.
Well, yeah. Who do you have as number 2?
Well, I'm saying you can debate it. I don't think there's. I would if I was picking it, if it was up to me, and I was picking the Orioles rotation, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think it matters to the extent of I throw all these players kind of in the same lump. But I guess if I was doing it kind of based on spring training, I know where you're going with this, Josh, because you're in love with the dude. You're ready to, I don't know if you have his jersey or not, but you're ready to marry the dude. And I'm not going there with it.
Oh, my rookie of the year?
Yeah. I'd probably go with Charlie Morton.
See,
I know you would go Saguna. You'd probably go Saguna number 2, right?
No.
You go the Dean?
I'd probably go Dean Kramer. I don't know. I think I like Charlie a lot, and Charlie's been impressive, but I feel like I want him a little further back because I don't want I guess it sounds stupid, but I don't want my biggest inning pitchers at number 1 and 2, and then wear out the bullpen for games 3, 4, 5 until I can get back. But I guess that's the whole point of a number 1 and a number 2 is you win the first 2 games in the series, and then you get set up for that third. Mm-hmm. So maybe I would go Morton. I
don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I wouldn't be upset with any of those options.
We've had no update on Grayson Rodriguez to this point.
Well, because he's not even throwing.
Which is tomorrow. The only update we have is that tomorrow he can start throwing again.
Yeah.
As far as playing catch, not pitching, but using that arm.
Right.
Where are you feeling right now about Grayson?
Well, you were less concerned than I was last week. I'm very concerned.
But now I'm more concerned because just time goes by and you think about it more.
I mean, I'm just as concerned as I was. I has the potential to be, and we can talk about what injury and does it look like Tommy John? Doesn't really look like a Tommy John type injury, but still, anytime you're throwing arm, there's something going wrong with it. It doesn't feel right.
Right.
Your velocity is down. I think it's a huge thing for concern, especially when we didn't. We were expecting him to be our ace. We were expecting him to be our opening day starter, and for a team that already that's our weakness is starting pitching and pitching in general. If he's out for an extended period of time, which it looks like he may be, I think that's a big concern.
Mike Elias did not jump out and try to go get someone this week, as far as we know. So does that mean Mike Elias is more positive about this? Or are we going to see him throw tomorrow and then Mike Elias panic?
No. I think Mike Elias sees what's out there. I don't think he's positive. I think he sees what's out there and realizes what he has is just as good as what's out there. So let's roll with what we have.
And doesn't want to trade.
Yeah, and I don't think other teams are looking to trade at this point, right? The teams are setting up their rotations. I don't think any team is actively shopping pitchers like they were maybe 2 months ago. And so I think we're going to ride this thing out. We're going to ride this thing out until June and July, and then we'll see.
See if either our healthy guys come back or we make a big move.
Right.
Something
See where
to
we're
push us
sitting.
over.
See where we're sitting in July. See where Cobb Bradish is at. See where Tyler Wells is at. See where Grayson Marquez is at. And then I fully expect, assuming we're in contention, which I'm assuming we're going to be in contention at some level, I fully expect us to make a big move at the trade deadline if it's needed. And I assume it will be needed, but we'll see. Time will tell. But I mean, I think this is a squad we're rolling with, injury or no injury.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I'm not too concerned about the rotation. I think they're fine. I think they're good enough to keep you in games. They're not good enough to win you games necessarily. They're good enough to keep you in games 3 through 5.
Yeah, and the argument some people say, well, but maybe we don't have the rotation in the playoffs. Well, what about playoffs? And we know how good Corbin Burns was, not that it mattered in the playoffs last year. Well, and my thing will be, I agree, our maybe game 1 and game 2 starters might not even currently be on the 26-man roster.
Yeah. I mean, I think Eflin would.
He's number 3. Kyle Bradish is number 2.
You're right. If
Eflin's
Grayson's
number
back
3.
And Bradish is in there. And Tyler Wells is a wild card.
Well, no, I was thinking we get a trade in somebody to be our 1.
You're saying we make a trade for a 1?
For a 1 or a 2.
Not Grayson, Bradish, Eflin?
No. It's first of all, it's Bradish, and then it's trade, and then it's Grayson, and then Eflin.
Okay.
That's the order.
I think if Bradish is healthy and Grayson is healthy and pitching as well as they're supposed to be, ace material, I don't think you make a trade. I think you run with what you got.
But I don't think there's any. When we'll see how the injuries come back, but I don't know when Cobb Bradish is expected back exactly. But I'd be surprised if he gets back before the trade deadline and is able to show that he's healthy before the trade deadline. Like, I expect it to be right around that time, and so I don't know if there'll be enough time to assess. Yeah, because you don't know.
Gotcha.
Cobb Bradish and
that would depend.
But we'll see.
And that would depend on how much you need Bradish based on how everyone else is pitching.
Right. Depends on everybody else. I mean, we don't know anything about Kate Popovich, who showed some really good flashes this spring. We don't know anything about Chase McDermott. Maybe he makes the next step up. So, there's still some unknowns there. We don't know how good Seguna is. I think the expectations were 4th, 5th starter. After the performance in spring and everyone's seeing him, it feels like maybe we're talking about 2 or 3 with Seguna based on that performance.
Yeah.
And that's a big shift. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
True. Yeah, I agree.
And health, of course, always matters with pitchers, as we see across baseball. Speaking of health, Josh, the other news is Gunnar Henderson. He says he feels a lot better, but there was a quote from branding manager Hyde saying Henderson remains, quote, a little bit away from game activity. That was just today. So that's concerning, where he's away from game activity, and they're going to want to get him into some games before opening day, but we're running out of games, as we alluded to at the opening of the show.
Yeah. Do you think that motivated Mateo to get into the game yesterday?
Yeah, it's good to see Mateo
to
back.
push him in. Yeah.
Again, I don't know if Mateo is going to be
I don't know if
ready
he'll be
for
ready
opening
for
day.
It depends. I think he'd be ready to be on the bench, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how they want to treat that. If they want to say, okay, yeah, he's ready for the bench, we can ease him into work, or if they want to say, no, let's continue having him just do extended spring training until he's fully healthy
And
and fully
and
ready to go.
And I got to say, this machine kid just keeps getting on base, and he's gonna force his way onto this roster.
Yeah,
He's
we'll
gonna
see. I
force his
mean,
way to be this
I remember
26 man.
Frenchie Cordero did this a couple years ago, and
I know,
then the Yankees signed him, and then he was good for a week, and then was nothing. So,
I know,
we'll
but
see.
I'm just saying, with these injuries of Mateo, maybe you're not 100% yet. Gunnar, not 100% yet. Machine might get a chance.
Yeah, and I would fully be on board with both Mateo and Henderson doing the extended spring training. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I want Henderson. It's a long season. It's a grind. And for a position player who plays every day, it's not like the Grace Rodriguez thing where you don't know if this thing is going to, extend out to the whole season. With with Henderson, it's a matter of give him an extra week. Who cares?
Yeah,
It's a long season.
or even for that first month, don't play him every day. Give him time off once in a while.
Yeah.
Let him rest.
Yeah. Play him some DH. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what hurts, like the swing, tweak it, or I don't know.
Yeah, but take it easy.
Take it slow. Yeah,
so
take
he makes
it slow.
it the whole year.
Yeah. And this is where sometimes I think, obviously, Henderson, like Mateo was talking about being ready for opening day.
Yes.
I don't know if management was. Henderson, I'm sure, the same attitude. This is where management needs to step in.
The same thing.
Yeah, and say, hold up here, big fella. We care about you. We want you here for the whole season.
Right.
Hey, we have a pretty large sample size. Can I share some stats with you from spring training now that we're the majority of the way?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
I'll give you a little quiz, Josh. Most games played. There's one guy who has 18 games played.
Well, that's probably Machine.
You got it, Machine. One for one.
He's all over the place. Every time I watch a check a box score, he's in there.
This one's surprising. Who has the most at bats?
The most at bats, Enrique Bradfield Jr.
No, he has had very few at bats. It's a full answer. I'll give you a hint. He's Dad's favorite player. We get updates, daily updates about this guy.
Oh! You mean the biggest disappointment in Sarasota right now? Who finally had a 2-hit game over the weekend?
Yeah,
and then today the Red Sox went after him. Got hit on the wrist, and
hope he's okay. Yeah.
Well, the Red Sox hit 3 players in one inning. We pulled
Vasquez
and Mayo.
They saw Mayo had that 2-hit game and they were nervous. But yeah.
All right. So
Kobe Mayo, and it's not even close. He has 39 at bats, 4 more than the next highest guy. But if you look at the top at bat leaders, Mayo, Kerstad, Holiday. Interesting how those 3 have the 3 most at bats.
Well, we said going into this spring training that Mayo was the biggest guy. Like, it was his chance to lose a spot and prove that he's needed. And he did not do anything to help his case.
Yeah. Who has the most hits this spring training for the Orioles?
The most hits?
Yeah.
This
is not a trick question.
I don't know. It's Machine.
Yeah, it's Machine.
It's Machine. He's got the most at bats.
Here's what may surprise you. Levon Soto, Josh. Levon Soto has almost the exact same stat line this spring training as Machine. Same number of bats, 34. Same number of hits. Obviously, the same number batting average. Same number of doubles. And so they have an almost identical kind of stat line, which is kind of interesting. The only thing is Machine has 1 home run and Soto has 0 home runs. That's another.
I think
Levon Soto is the candidate for shortstop there.
True. Any other spring stats that are standing out?
Who has the most home runs? And this is, I think, could be hopefully a telling sign with the left field wall being moved in and up and down.
Is it still Mountcastle with like
Mountie.
3 or 4?
It's only 3, but it's still Mountie.
Yes.
Which leads, and so he's had a really nice spring.
And a guy who I really root for Mountcastle, and really need him to. I really want to know how much. And he won't even. I don't even think he'd admit to this in an interview until maybe a bounce back season. is I want to know how much movement of the wall mentally screwed with his at bats, because we can easily talk about how many hits he lost to the wall, like balls that would have been home runs that were now outs. But I want to know how much it screwed up his swing, his approach by him trying to avoid the wall and trying to go opposite or anything, or trying to not get it in, not knowing he's going to fly into a home run if he swings that, fly into an out, trying to swing for a home run there. How much mentally that screwed with him?
Yeah, maybe and I think we were whispering a little bit about the potential Kobe Mayo,
First base.
Ryan Mountcastle replacement. Yeah,
Yes.
right-handed hitter and power hitter. Well, maybe Kobe Mayo is a better version of Ryan Mountcastle. But based on this spring training, that's no longer a viable storyline at this point. Yeah, at this point, Ryan Mountcastle is going to be your everyday first baseman, and Kobe Mayo is going to be the Norfolk Tides everyday first baseman at this point. Other interesting stats. Who leads the team in stolen bases?
Well, I saw Bradfield get thrown out at one. So I saw him get that pass ball first to third. Does that count as 2 stolen bases?
Well, and that was not. I think that was in the Futures game. That wasn't even in the Orioles game.
So those stats don't count.
Right.
I know. It's Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday.
They've got Holiday running constantly. Every time he gets on base, they're sending him.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how they use him in the regular season. We haven't been a huge stolen base team.
No, but they're being like overly aggressive with him in spring training. And
yeah, that's how they are with the guys in the minors. Yeah, he only has 3 stolen bases. I don't know how many times he's been caught stealing. I don't have that stat in front of me, but has 3 stolen bases. But he's had a nice spring, right?
Yes.
Jack Holiday batting .314, OBP of .385.
No, if that carries over into Baltimore, we're in great shape.
But doesn't spring training stats, Josh, don't matter? But doesn't it feel a little bit important for Holiday as he's kind of trying to bounce back after last year's rough year and kind of prove that he can hit major league pitching?
It's one of those things where the stats don't matter, but the eye test matters.
And player confidence matters too, I think.
And confidence, yeah, exactly. And all that looks better than last year.
Yeah. Most strikeouts on the team?
It's Kobe Mayo, right?
It's Kobe Mayo. Yeah,
because he's that bad all the time and not hitting the ball.
Yeah, with 13 strikeouts. Ramon Liriano has 11 strikeouts, which is not good. Heston Kjerstad, unfortunately, has 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he has not had a great spring either.
He's had okay. I mean, he's had 7 walks, which is pretty good, but hasn't really contributed that much in the power department. But he's been okay.
No, he's got 1 home run.
Yeah, just 1 home run.
And you threw a street party for that 1 home run.
It was a good home run. It was a good home run.
Yeah, but so was Basalo's monsters.
Yeah,
he had 2 monsters.
He has 2 monsters. Yeah, not much besides that, but those 2 monsters. And everyone will talk about what a good impression he made because it's 2 monsters, and they were monster shots. There's no doubt about it. So, that's it for spring training stats I want to share with you. I mean, I guess if we want to go into the pitching too, the sample sizes are small, and I feel like when you get into pitching, they're even like smaller sample size in terms of innings. Like Albert Suarez has pitched the most with 17 innings.
Yeah, and he's got like a 3.50 ERA.
A 5.80. So
is it 5.80?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought he was 3.50. 5.80, not so impressive. But again, it's spring training, and that's where it's so impossible, especially on the pitching side. And I make the excuses pitching doesn't matter. Stats don't matter because who knows if Suarez is working on something.
Right, and who knows what kind of lineups they're facing too? Are they facing the split squad? Yeah, there's so many factors. Yeah.
Right, but I'd say innings pitched means something about what the Orioles are thinking for placement because Suarez is pitching like they want him in that rotation.
Oh he has started 3 games. Yeah, he's been trying kind of stretched out as a starter. Same with Kramer, Seguno, Povich, Eflin. You can make the case for all those guys. I mean, what's notable, I think Charlie Morton should pitch again, right? I think he pitches tomorrow, so we'll see.
Yeah, he should.
How much they stretch him out. I mean, the notable stats in terms of pitchers are the
It's
Saguna and
Yeah.
Morton with the 0 ERA. That
well,
sounds out.
and
Sounds out.
yeah, and Saguna with 11 strikeouts over 10 innings
Yeah.
with that 0. So yeah,
No, I
That's it.
agree. So that's it for that.
Oh, and then Batista. Batista's back and has the power, and that's all you need to know about Batista. He's throwing the ball hard.
Yeah, it's true, and like that, and that's an example where the stats mean even less. I mean, you want to see him striking guys out, but at this point, it's just about him showing he's healthy. Is he gonna be on the opening day roster?
Yes.
He will be. Okay,
He
we
will
feel
be.
good about that.
Yeah.
He
I don't know
won't.
if they'll. I don't know if they'll have him as the closer necessarily,
Oh, he'll be the closer.
or if they'll set him up.
I think they'll be careful in terms of like, don't expect him if there's 2 close situations back to back. He won't pitch back to back games.
That's correct.
But he'll
That's
be
what I
the
mean
closer.
more. He'll be the closer,
Yeah.
but they'll take it easy. I downloaded.
Other people will probably get opportunities to close. Yeah.
I downloaded MLB The Show over the weekend, the new one.
Oh, it's out now.
Yeah, and when you bring Batista in, they play the little whistle.
Oh, they do. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was cool.
That's fun. Love that.
So you get a little Omar entrance in the show.
Yeah. Other spring training news. I just wanted to. I know we were talking pre-show with this Anthony Santander thing. It makes me laugh, and I hope we can play the video. And it's not just first of all, our friend of the show, Rich Dubroff, asked a really good question. Like, did you really think you had a chance to sign with the Orioles? Rich Dubroff coming in clutch with the questions, and Santander gets a smile on his face, right?
Yeah.
As he responds.
You want me to play the clip and then we can talk about it?
Yeah.
Go to free agency. You want to stay in the team. You get a good opportunity. But at the same time, like you say, it's a business.
But did you think that there was really a chance that you would stay with the Orioles?
No, zero chance at all. They make an offer, but it wasn't even close. But we get it. We understand. It's a business side. Mike is really smart about it. We're smart about it too. So we just have to be patient. Toronto just gave me the opportunity.
Now,
zero chance.
People got upset that he said zero chance and making it like a bad thing about the Orioles. But we knew last season it was zero chance. We knew when you look at the farm system, when you look at the backlog behind Santander, when you look at what he gives you, we knew it was zero chance.
I'm more surprised that it sounds like in that clip that they actually offered him a contract.
Well, they did the minimum. They offered the minimum contract so they'd get the pick.
Do you think that's all they offered him?
Yeah.
Really? You don't think they offered him? I don't think. I think they offered him more than minimum, Josh.
I
mean, maybe.
No, I don't think so because I think they realize that he's not in their future plans, and he knows that. So, like, what would you pay this guy to be like? Oh, well, we didn't think he'd take it, but it not be anything that's offensive, because you don't want to be offensive, and the minimum isn't offensive. The minimum is quite obvious. Hey, you know how the business works. We're moving on. Trying to come back and offer him something less than what Toronto offered him is kind of just offensive. It's like, hey, you're still sitting out there. We'll take you back here. No one wants you. We'll take you for this little offer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I understand it.
Yeah. But it also sounds like, and this is what I like to hear, that, and I'm not happy Santander's a Blue Jay. I would rather he be, a Diamondback with Corbin Burns. But I don't like him being in the same division. But his attitude about it seems really good. Like, it wasn't like he didn't feel screwed over by the Orioles, right? His comment was, Mike Elias is smart about it. I'm smart about it. I got my money. I understand, So he seems to be sometimes like that. That quote made me said more about Santander,
right?
And made me like Santander more, and like that there were no hard feelings here between the Orioles and Santander. And he understood kind of the business side.
And
it's not an Adam Jones situation here. Yeah.
Right. No. And the news is that the Orioles offered him a 3-year deal.
Right. Yeah. That sounds
later
that
in the
makes
winter
more sense.
after the minimum.
Yes.
So That was a little.
Because I don't even think if it's a minimum, I don't think Santander would even call that an offer.
Okay, right. That's just the business side.
Yeah, but he said an offer, but the offer wasn't clearly close
Yeah,
to what he was finally offered.
right.
So I just liked the little smirk, zero chance.
Yeah,
but
zero
that
chance.
that is not a surprise. I think
and
anyone
it's
who's
not-
following the team.
And it's not offensive. It's not bulletin board material. It's nothing to be angry about. It's business.
Right. And Santander is clearly not angry about it.
Yeah.
Right. He said
And
that it's business.
There's no reason. I'm just saying. I saw Oriole fans get upset about this, and it's like, no, it's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I would be upset. I would have been a little bit not upset. I've been a little bit annoyed if we re-signed Santander because my boy Heston Kjerstad would have been forced to not play again.
Well, and it's like the other news that came out was Corbin Burns saying, "Yeah, the Orioles tried to keep me. Yeah, they made me a good offer." So,
yeah, you can be a little bit more upset about that because we didn't really replace Corbin Burns.
Yes, we didn't replace Corbin Burns, and that's a fair argument.
Yeah.
But the fact that we did make an offer.
Yeah, competitive offer, it sounds like, with Corbin Burns.
And according to the Baseball Tonight podcast this morning, prepare for Gunnar Henderson to get a Juan Soto-like deal in the $700 million. So maybe hold on to those pennies for a little bit because I don't want to lose Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, it's interesting talking about who could be the next guy to get the $750 million contract.
Yes.
And they say Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson.
What?
So
that's my guy. What?
You might need to sell that Magna Carta.
No, he's got $750 to spare. He got $750 to spare. He can afford that.
Yeah, especially with You see the email from Dad today that the Orioles are now screwing Birdland members even more.
Yeah.
With saying that these popular games you cannot transfer your tickets into. You have to buy more tickets for. So.
That's petty.
That's so petty.
I don't know why you're messing with your members, dude. Why
I don't
are you messing with the Birdland members?
And what I don't understand is when you look at the membership, the one thing Birdland members do is they give every person a number. And I don't know if you've seen any numbers or if you've tried to sign up for a membership, just for setting up an account to buy Oriole tickets, you get a number. They assign you a sales number.
Okay.
Your ID. Take a look at what our ID is for our season tickets. It's 5 or 6 digits shorter than if you sign up for a number this year. To show that because we've had this membership since the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And then to come back and every year they just keep making Birdland memberships worse, not better.
Yeah.
And now they're taking away the ability to trade tickets around and stuff. And it's like, if you want to limit it to the StubHub accounts, please do that. Please get the brokers out of here.
Right.
I'm all for that.
Agreed.
But look at my number. We talk to our sales rep. Most people now that have Oriole tickets do not have a sales rep. We've had the same guy forever. He knows us. We know him. I don't need to send my member ID when I send him an email. He knows about this podcast. He's helping out with getting tickets so we can all go up that May 6th game together. Or May 4th game together.
May 4th, yeah.
So we have a relationship with him. But the Orioles decide
the issue is not our sales rep.
It's not our sales rep.
Yeah, the organizations.
But I'm just saying we know our guy, as in we have a relationship with the Orioles. We're not a StubHub. We're not ticket brokers. And as the Orioles get better, they keep making stupid rules to make Birdland membership worse, not better.
Right.
Because
you're trying to solve this StubHub problem, I guess. Yes. Is that why you're trying to solve this problem?
I assume so.
In the meantime, you're creating a worse problem by alienating the Birdland members.
Right.
Who this is what you want to attract: season ticket holders. Like these are the people you want to get.
These are the people.
I mean, we're freaking Birdland members in Macon, Georgia. I'm members in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, what are we talking about here? And we still want to be members. Yet you don't want us to be members. It sounds like you're making things worse and worse and worse.
And we have a problem because no matter how much they screw us, we're going to be Birdland members until we die. There's no choice.
Yeah, unfortunately for us.
Unfortunately, that's where our budget goes every year.
Yeah.
And I feel like slightly like they're taking advantage of us. After years,
because they know we won't leave. Because they know we're suckers and won't leave.
They know we were on a waiting list in order to become a Birdland member. And we stayed members as people bailed. We stayed members when they begged people to be members. And now they can siphon and take advantage of people that actually want to come back home, and they're screwing the people who have been here the whole time.
I don't. I mean, it just seems like common sense to treat your Birdland members as well as possible and not make things more difficult every year.
And it's really easy and that's why I brought up the whole membership number thing, because they know how long we've been members. I'm sure in their computer it says the day we purchased our first membership.
Right, but Josh, you can't say, well, these guys get special treatment because they've been a member. You can say that?
Sure, you can say
they've been grandfathered in, so these rules don't apply to them?
Or different rules after you hit your 5-year mark, your 10-year mark, your 20-year mark. Like they do other clubs and stuff. Where
like my children, when he turns 8, he can stay up till 8:30 as opposed to 8 o'clock.
Exactly. We have been members.
When he hits
long
16,
enough,
he gets his license.
Our membership is an adult right now.
Yeah.
It should have different things.
It should have a lot of freedoms.
Right.
As an adult membership.
Exactly. There should be badges saying we've been members for this long. They know that other organizations will give people credit or give people advantages for being long-term members, and the Orioles instead seem to screw them.
Yeah.
But just keep taking my money. It's not going anywhere. It's your year.
Yep. Agreed. We'll see. It's interesting, right? It's not like they're already having attendance issues, so just weird, you know?
Well, and that's I think that's I think that's sports.
Yes, it's
general.
It's society.
Look at every stadium; they're building them smaller now.
Just look at public spaces. I mean, we have to get in this, Josh. You sent me the Earl Weaver book, and I started reading it, and even there it hints at this, saying how minor league baseball was wild. There was like every town had a minor league stadium and a minor league team, and like organizations would have 40 minor league baseball teams, and then you get cars and air conditioning and televisions, and all of a sudden people like staying in their house more and not going out more. This is like that on steroids, where people just don't leave their house anymore. Life is so freaking comfortable at home, and people build their homes to just stay in there 24/7. Like Josh hasn't left his home, and actually, this is true, 3 weeks Josh has not left his home. He just gets Amazon slipped through the cubby.
No, I am in the Outer Banks now.
Okay,
bad week to make fun of me because I am out of town.
Okay, you went from one private house to another private house.
Yes,
fair enough.
Correct.
Okay,
that's how I do it. But hey, you want to go to Toronto next week? You want to go up for opening day?
No,
I saw round trip flights. I don't know. I saw round trip flights are $115. And that intrigued me. I haven't looked at tickets or hotels or anything. But round trip, $115.
Flights are cheap nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know why. Is it because you might die?
I think the demand has gone down a little bit with the crashes.
Yeah, when they crash and flip when they fly into Canada and all that.
Yeah. I'm not saying I celebrate when a crash happens. Obviously, you don't want anyone to get hurt or injured. But when prices go down, it makes me a little happy. I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive with following the prices. Like I literally have been following the price to Boston and the price from Baltimore for our 2 trips for weeks now. And when it changes like by $1 or $2, like I'm aware, and I want to get the absolute best price. I'm waiting to get the absolute best price, and like I check it every single day. So probably wasting my life to save $5. I waste hours of my life to save $5.
So you're saying you're rooting for one more crash to get it down.
I'm just saying if we can. Right now we're at $49 to Boston. If we can get it down to $39, I'll pull the trigger. Hey, can I go a little bit off topic here? A little,
of course. That's what we do here.
A little travel ball update here. We have our first travel ball tournament of the year on Saturday. I'm really annoyed by the whole thing because there's never any details. All we know is it's a 2-day tournament, but no details on like when we play and whatever. But whatever. I got a text or a group meet chat from the coach saying, or maybe not coach, might be a parent, saying they want to do walk-up songs. I wish Burt Rohde was here because I know he's the DJ for Albie's team.
Yes.
They want to do walk-up songs.
Yes, I hate the walk-up songs on kids. but I know teams do it. I hate
And
the whole concept of it.
I feel like, Josh, I feel like I'm raising my kids right, relatively normal lives. They go to public school. They're not completely sheltered. But like in terms of listening, watching the latest movies, listening to the latest music, like if you ask me what a bunch of 7-year-olds want for their walk-up songs, I'm thinking put me in coach, I'm thinking YMCA maybe. I'm thinking, if they're
Okay.
into like Perry Grip or something, Perry Grip, Josh, Perry Grip?
Yes,
Like
I know Perry
kid songs.
Grip.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I'm thinking that 7-year-olds are into. Like that's all my son has heard. And then
All right. So
they
you want
list
him to walk up to "It's Raining Tacos."
Yes, it's Raining Tacos. That sounds like an
Yes.
appropriate 7-year-old walk-up song.
All right. What are they? So who's coming out to "You Ain't Like Us"?
That was the first one.
Was it really?
Yes, Josh. So instead we're going, and my son doesn't know that song. I mean,
Oh,
he
no.
watched the Super Bowl halftime show, but
Right.
he's unaware of that song.
So do you have to pick out his song?
Are kids picking these songs?
I don't know.
But that's the only song I
It'd be
ever even heard of.
It would be a whole lot more fun if they let the parents pick the kids' songs, because I'd pick like a song my son would like for like the first 2 at bats, and then the third at bat I'd go up and be like, change it to Bluey. Try to embarrass him.
All right, here are some songs. Tell me if you've heard of any of these. Good Morning by Bryson Malone.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. That's someone saying good morning, and that's the kid's name. I'm sorry, that's wrong. I just read that he's saying good morning, and then he says the song. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry, Bryson.
So what is Bryson's song?
Thick of It by KSI. Are you familiar with KSI or Thick of It?
Yes, I am familiar with KSI. I believe KSI is like a YouTuber, rapper.
Okay.
Yes.
Big Dogs, song by Humankind and Call Me.
I am not familiar with that. Big Dogs, I'm guessing, is spelled D-A-W-G.
D-A-W-G, yes.
Of course it is.
Not dogs.
I'm guessing it's another rap song. All right. Not familiar with Big Dogs.
Song of the South by Alabama.
Yes.
That might be a country song. Yeah, okay.
That's a
yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
You've heard that song before.
Yes, I heard Song of the South. Okay, I feel a little better about that option. Shout out to you, Watson. Next one, $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond. I'm not familiar with that one. Should I be?
I am not familiar with that one as well.
Okay.
It also sounds like a rapper.
And then Crank That Soldier Boy. I don't know what the title is or what the artist is. It just says Crank That Soldier Boy. Is Soldier Boy?
Crank That Soldier Boy.
No, I don't know Crank That Soldier Boy, Josh.
Yes, you do. Hold on. Let me see if I can play it. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a few years ago.
Song.
That's a few years ago.
Yeah, that's an older song. Yeah, but you know that song.
Yeah, my high schoolers were into that when I was teaching high school. What You Know by T.I.
Soldier Boy will be performing in Baltimore on April 30th. Get your tickets for the Baltimore Soundstage.
At Camden Yards? Oh, no.
Baltimore Soundstage. Not too far.
What You Know by T.I.
All right, I know T.I.
Pretty Boy Swag by Soulja Boy.
All right, another Soldier Boy.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all I got. Oh, and Walk It, Talk It by Migos. A lot of these next two, they say clean version.
Well, yes, of course, because it's 7-year-olds. Who are assigning these songs if it's not the parents?
The kids.
All right, so what song did Silas pick out?
What, Josh? But don't you understand my point that my son, if I read these names, has not heard. I mean, maybe in school they talk about this, but he does not recognize a single song. So I asked him, and I don't understand, and I'm not judging parents. I'm not judging these, suburban white parents at all, that all their kids are super into all these rap music that have to have clean lyrics to listen to. I'm not judging that the first option was to play a song about Drake being pedophile. I'm not judging. You pick whatever song you want.
I can't believe that I guessed it immediently. I mean, it's the hottest song.
Yeah, I get that. But
All right. Well, I got a song for Silas to walk out to.
okay.
Brand new, just released yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
I told him to do the 336 theme song, but go ahead. What's your suggestion?
I like that. I would say to fit in with all this and to make sure that he's the cool kid on the team.
Yeah.
Kanye put out a new song yesterday in support of P. Diddy. Let's go with that one.
That sounds to be like a double red flag there.
It might be.
Not sure how they go over. In Georgia, it might go over okay. Who knows? But no, I asked Silas kind of what song does he want to be his walk-up song. He's like, Dad, I don't even like songs.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
All
right. Well, you go this way. How about Holiday by Green Day? Do you know that song?
Yeah, I know Holiday by Green Day.
All right, that is Jackson Holiday's walk-up song.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you know the Sweet Escape? It's got a fun intro. By Gwen Stefani.
Okay,
well, that is Gunnar Henderson's walk-up.
Okay, so we can look at some of the Emma Orioles walk-ups and see if we want to borrow one.
Yeah.
It's one way to go by.
Adley Rutschman walks up to Kid Cutie. He's hot now. Ramon Urias goes out to Post Malone. Another.
Yeah, I know Post Malone.
Tyler Wells goes out to Count 'Em by Brandon Lake.
But Josh, my bigger argument here is, are these kids really listening to this music at 7?
They are listening to snippets of it from YouTube videos and TikTok videos.
At TikTok at 7?
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
At 11 it is.
At 11 it is. 7-year-olds don't have phones. 7-year-olds don't have TikTok. My son doesn't know what TikTok is.
You don't think they go to school and they're talking to other kids that are on YouTube? How do you think he knows so much about sports more than you? You think he doesn't know a little bit more music than you?
He doesn't, Josh. And I know at school, like he goes to public school, and I'm sure they talk about music, but he's not interested at all. So it doesn't. He's not coming home asking me to play Soulja Boy.
I remember having this problem in 6th grade, where they wanted to make like a.
And maybe it's me for keeping him to like not introducing him to all this songs or something. I don't know.
I had this problem in 6th grade because they were making a like highlight videotape of our class for the 6th grade class, and they went around and everyone in the class had to give their favorite songs. And I didn't listen to music, so I didn't. You
couldn't even pull up a DC Talk thing or something.
I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
I said, I like that old time rock and roll, is what I remember saying in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know who sang that song, but I remember it confused the teacher because the teacher said, "Well, what is old time rock and roll?" I said, "A song."
Yeah.
And then it ended at that.
Yeah, it was me too. And we didn't have, our parents were not into music. We didn't listen to live music growing up.
No, if you asked me about baseball, I could have answered it.
I was not really into music either.
No.
You were more into music later in life than I was.
Later, but not at 6th grade. So, 7th grade, no. I don't. That's either coming from older siblings or the internet.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to blame anything that kids know where you're like, how do you know that? It's always because it's always from the internet. So that's why I just blame the internet.
It's probably true. But I could see that again
and TV commercials.
Yeah. And I could see again at 10, 11.
That's
I can
why.
See that. But like 7 just seems, and some of the kids I think are still 6. It just seems a little bit wild to me.
Right. Well, that's why Kendrick was the first song, because it was in the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago.
And I get that, and that's been everywhere. So I kind of get that one a little bit. And I know, like, I expect like my high schoolers and middle schoolers to listen to stuff I don't listen to. But 7, just the age.
Yeah,
7?
and that's where Soulja Boy, I understand that one because that song was everywhere before those kids were born, but still it's got replay value.
But aren't we like, and I guess because we associate these walk-up songs with Major League walk-up songs, but I was expecting more like kid-friendly walk-up songs like YMCA, though I don't know, is that political now to do YMCA? Or like Thank God I'm a Country Boy, if you go to a live baseball game, or like Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Is it naive that I was expecting like something like that for the walk-up song? I'm glad I didn't type in right away, because I was going to go with the Put Me in Coach, I want to play center field.
At least you
song,
were choosing
and
a
that
baseball song.
would have not gone well, I don't think, based on the other options.
You were going to put in some Eagles songs, some fruit salad.
I mean, if my
Throw some-
daughter was playing, she would be rolling out to Moana and proud of it. So,
True.
I mean, when we play songs in the car, like all we play is Kids Bop or Disney songs or Perry Grip. Like that's all my kids.
Right.
I don't know, and I feel like that's
No, mine too. Mine too. I agree with you. That's how mine were young.
all right. And I know, like our former co-host Bert is the DJ of their travel ball team, and Albie, his son, knows every walk-up song ever invented. So I could
also
just
know,
get a phone call with Albie too.
Yes, but also I know that if you ask this anyone, do you really think he let the kids pick out the songs?
Oh yeah, wow. He relishes the DJ role.
Yeah, he picked out every kid's song, and he has a reason why that song goes to that kid.
Yeah. He's doing his thing. He's doing his calling right there. The DJ of a travel ball team. So, all right, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Right now, we have no song listed, and I'm going to let us sit with no song. We have a tournament. I think I'm going to rock with no song, and we'll just see how it goes.
That sounds good.
All right. I don't know if you froze for a second or I froze for a second. I'm blaming you being in North Carolina.
I think it's me. I think it's me down here. There's a bunch of rain and stuff now, so I dropped out for a moment. Yeah. But hey, we made it an hour.
Yeah, and mostly Orioles.
Hey,
I think if you broke it down, we went over 50% Orioles. I think if you broke it down, I think we were over 50% Orioles.
Yeah, and people know what they're getting with 336, and they know that once the season starts, we get into even more Orioles. And next week is our bold predictions, so there's going to be tons of Orioles there.
Yeah, next week will be all Orioles. I might need to give you a quick update on the walk-up song situation, but for the most part,
definitely need an update on that.
There's another travel issue that has arisen, and I'll save that for next week too, or 2 weeks whenever we get to it.
Okay.
Let's just say I thought I was going to pick up a uniform, and there was a lot more involved.
Oh no, that never goes well.
I was like, "Is this optional?" No.
Travel ball. I hope you took your checkbook.
I'll just say right now, Josh. He already has a jersey and 3 hats.
Yes.
Pick up a new jersey, 2 jerseys, a belt, a new helmet, a rolling bag for like a bat bag.
Yeah.
A rolling that says factory.
Yep. Travel ball is a merch factory is what it is.
Like, why do I have to have all the merch? Why can't I just roll with this? Like, why?
Right.
And I don't want to be that parent that everyone else does. Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be that guy to make a big stink about it.
Right.
But like, I don't.
Well,
really
and why do
this
kids...
is what I'm talking about. I was trying to do it minimal, and they're trying to make me not do it minimal.
No, and then they're going to make you do 3 different uniforms, and then that we signed up for a tournament that's all Easter related, so you need an Easter tournament. And then or Easter uniform, and they're going to add all this crap. It's a gimmick.
I know, and this is what I was nervous about, and I'm going to get out, Josh. If it becomes ridiculous, I'm getting out.
All right. Well, I look forward to you getting out.
I don't know. I've never heard of people getting out once they're in, but I'm going to try. I might try.
All right. Well, I want to tell people again, you can go to the game with us on Sunday, May 4th. If you want to get tickets, they're available at section336.com or send one of us a message. And we'll connect and set it all up. We're getting tickets together on May 4th, Sunday. It's a Gunnar Henderson bobblehead, and we'll all watch the O's together.
Yep, should be fun. All right, boys and girls, you can find out more information about that on our website, section336.com, where you can find us on all your social media platforms, including Facebook and X. You can follow us on X. You follow me on X at Section336. You follow Josh on X
at Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.